I remember the exact moment. I was standing in front of my closet in Amsterdam, holding a pair of jeans I had worn for 5 years. They didn't just feel tight, it felt like my body had physically shifted overnight. I hadn't changed my diet, I was still walking every day, yet my waist was simply different. If you have ever looked in the mirror and felt like a stranger was looking back at you, you are not alone. Today I want to talk about what I call the menopause middle, why it happens, and how I stopped fighting my body and started working with it. But before I could work with my body, I had to understand what it was actually doing. In my late 40s, I realized that the calories in, calories out rule I had followed my whole life simply stopped working. As our estrogen drops, our insulin sensitivity changes. Our body starts storing fat differently, mostly around the midsection, as a kind of protection for our organs. I felt puffy, sluggish, and honestly quite frustrated. I spent months doing more cardio, thinking that was the answer. I only ended up more exhausted and more defeated. I had to finally accept that my 51-year-old metabolism needed a completely different language than my 30-year-old one. So I stopped fighting, and I started paying attention, and 3 things slowly changed everything. I had to make 3 major shifts. But before I share them, one honest note up front. I'm not a doctor, and none of this is medical advice. It's simply what worked for me, and your body and your own doctor may point you somewhere different. With that in mind, here is what I changed. First, muscle became my new currency. I traded the long, stressful runs for weight training. Muscle burns more energy at rest and helps keep our hormones more balanced. I started very slowly, but now I genuinely love feeling strong. Second, the protein priority. I realized I was actually under-eating protein my entire life. Now I make protein the priority at every meal: eggs, lean fish, or plant-based shakes. It stopped the 4 p.m. sugar cravings that used to derail my entire evening. Third, metabolic rest. I started giving my body a longer, unhurried break from food in the evenings and simply listening to when I was truly hungry. That gentler rhythm made a real difference in how I felt. And here is something I added that changed everything. I started keeping a simple food diary, not counting calories, but writing down what I ate and how I felt 1 hour later. The patterns I discovered were genuinely eye-opening. I have never found anything like it in a book. For me, these were never diet rules. They were gentle lifestyle adjustments that allowed me to feel like myself again. But the biggest shift wasn't on my plate or in the gym. It was in my head. The most important thing I learned? Stress is a weight gain trigger. If you are constantly stressed about the scale, your cortisol spikes, and your body holds on to that fat even harder. I started practicing gratitude for what my body can do. It has carried me through 51 years. It deserves my kindness, not my judgment. This is a journey, not a sprint. Have you noticed a shift in how your body responds to food or exercise? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one. I'm Zara, and I'll see you in the next one.